Chips. John Baker, Dax Shepard, is a former X Games competitor who is now looking to become an officer of the California Highway Patrol. He gets himself amped up at home before heading off to begin his training. Officer Castillo, Michael Peña, is a professional cop and womanizer. He is working undercover to take down a drug-dealing gang leader. Castillo has a particularly personal involvement in the case as the criminal murdered Castillo's partner not long ago. The crook holds Castillo's new partner Clay Allen, Adam Brody, at gunpoint, only for Castillo to shoot Allen for the bullet to go through and hit the criminal. Castillo then taunts him with nude pictures of his wife. Somewhere on the highway, a gang of corrupt cops led by Raymond Kurtz, Vincent D'Onofrio, hijack an armored truck. Kurtz's son Reed, Justin Chatwin, pulls a woman out of her car so that the resulting explosion won't kill her. They blow the door off the truck, which cuts through the woman's car and hits a truck behind them, blowing it up. The gang steals from the truck and they make their escape. John's training goes horribly. He places so far below in the results that even the handicap trainees did better. He meets with Sergeant Gail Hernandez, Maya Rudolph, as she explains to him just how poorly he did. John then tells her that he is mainly doing this to save his marriage to his wife Karen, Kristen Bell, as she is considering leaving him. Gail relates since she has had troubles with her husband as well. Out of pity, she lets John join the squad. Castillo is called to meet with his boss, Peterson, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., who is not happy with how Castillo handled the recent case with shooting Allen and the nude photos on his phone. Peterson reassigns him to go undercover with the CHP to take down the corrupt cops within their detail. Castillo is given the name Francis Llewellyn Poncherello, or just Ponch. Ponch is sent to the CHP and is teamed up with John. They meet in the locker room awkwardly when John approaches Ponch while not wearing pants. John is very eager to start work and almost embarrasses himself and Ponch in front of the other officers. John meets Arva Perez, Rosa Salazar, and mistakenly thinks she's hitting on him, while Ponch catches the eye of Lindsay Taylor, Jessica McNamee. Around the city, Kurtz and his gang are striking again. Kurtz holds one of truck drivers at gunpoint as Officer Parrish, Richard T. Jones, and his partner TJ are flying overhead in a helicopter. TJ is part of Kurtz's gang and is about to blow his cover since the truck driver is TJ's boyfriend. TJ looks at Parrish before jumping out of the helicopter to his death. Kurtz just flees. Ponch and John begin their investigation by interviewing the woman who Reed pulled out of the car and witnessed a robbery. She mentions the leader being referred to as L. Meanwhile, John is giving the woman a ticket and trying to ticket as many people as possible to meet his quota, still desperate to prove himself. The other officers can't help but laugh at John, including Kurtz, who is part of the CHP. The guys visit TJ's wife to investigate his death. After not gathering much info, John tells Ponch that he noticed details about TJ's home, like how there were hardly any pictures of him with his wife or any sort of proof that he was a helicopter pilot or had any work with the CHP. On the road, John pulls over a driver, Ed Begley Jr., for going too fast. The man tries to show John a gold widow's card that gives him some kind of special privilege, but John isn't having it. Ponch pulls him away and lets the driver go because John is embarrassing them. During their investigation, Ponch and John start to bond. John saves Ponch when he is nearly struck by a truck on the road, leading to his motorcycle getting wrecked. John makes Ponch return the favor by carrying him nude to the bathtub when Karen won't because she's too busy with her not-so-secret lover Rick, Josh Duhamel. Ponch carries John and accidentally faceplants into John's groin as he trips. When visiting TJ's wife again, the guys run into Parrish, who is annoyed with the two for meddling in the case. Ponch mentions L, which Parrish says stands for lieutenant. The guys look through the database of active lieutenants in the area and come across Kurtz. They confront him at the gym, but he tells them to fuck off since they have no proof that he has anything to do with the string of murders and robberies. Kurtz and his gang pull off another heist in the streets, this time with Ponch and John on their tails. Ponch goes after Reed on his motorcycle after learning Reed is involved with handling unmarked bills with his associates. Some workers on the road try to stop the chaos by holding up a wire. Reed runs through the wire and is decapitated. Kurtz, now enraged, slams into John with his truck. Ponch takes John to the hospital. The other officers, including Ava, go visit him. John waits for Karen to bring him home, but she never shows. Ponch is found by Peterson on his way out of the hospital and is confronted for botching the investigation with his antics and for having an attempted sexual encounter with the CHP captain Lyndall, Jane Catchwork. He was trying to have a sexy FaceTime with Lindsay. Ponch is fired. Upon returning home, John finds out that Karen sold the house. Now alone and disgraced with Ponch, they find a new lead when they learn that Reed's full name is Raymond Reed Kurtz Jr. and that John used to compete with him in sports. Kurtz is getting ready for another heist with his accomplices, fellow CHP officer Greaves, Ryan Hansen, and Lindsay. To make things worse, Kurtz kidnaps Karen and holds her hostage for Ponch and John to go rescue her. They enlist the help of the fellow CHP officers and get Lyndall to officially instate Ponch to the CHP. Ponch and John arrive at the warehouse to confront the villains. They get Karen untied, but a shootout occurs where Ponch has 3 of his fingers shot off by Kurtz. John fights Greaves with their arm casts until John knocks Greaves out. Kurtz points his gun at the partners after Lindsay hands him another gun in front of Ponch and John. Kurtz shoots at John, but Ponch dives in to save him. A bullet ricochets off John's arm. He had a metal plate put in there and into Kurtz's head, killing him. Ava then tackles Lindsay to the ground and arrests her. Ponch and John are taken in an ambulance to the hospital. Karen thanks John for saving her, but he's officially done with her. Ava rides in the ambulance with John, and she kisses him. Ponch and the medic, Eric Estrada, the original Ponch, joke about John in Spanish as they ride away. 2 months later, Ponch and John are official partners in the CHP.